It's difficult to talk about. Hi, my name's Justin. I was thankful enough to come across New Path through a friend who introduced me to a psychedelic therapist that I had been talking to for a few months. And during that time, I was probably at one of my lowest points in life. Had a crippling addiction with fentanyl, really any opiates for the past 10 years. I've been to a number of different conventional rehabs that didn't do it for me. Addiction was a big problem of mine and an issue in my life that just continued to stay with me. It started in like kind of my mid-20s when I was living in Los Angeles. I couldn't get away from it. More importantly, it was the crippling depression afterwards. I got to the point where I was very desperate and I needed something different, a mental shift. It's difficult to talk about. My experience here was perfect. It was exactly what I was looking for. There was a lot more in store than I was actually anticipating, and I had a really amazing experience there. Staff has been nothing but helpful and informative. Safe environment, and a very productive environment. My reason for coming here was my life had gotten to a point, not just with using, but trying to get better after quitting using has been the hardest thing I've ever encountered in my life. I've been to countless rehabs over the past 10 years, and I've never got to the point where I feel like I hit my stride with recovery. I always knew that I had to do something intentional, something that was going to make a serious impact in the way that I thought, the way that how I ended up training my brain to be, I needed to have something to shake it up. So I had a friend who introduced me to a psychedelic therapist, which I recommend thoroughly, and she put me in contact with these people here at New Path, thankfully, because my experience here was, between the Ibogaine and the DMT it's very difficult for me to put into words, but it was incredibly specific and deep, and probably the it's hard for me to even speak of it, put it into words. I continue to say that, but it did exactly what I thought it would, and so much more. I'm incredibly thankful.